Hello, 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 hello. How are we all? Just gonna give this a few minutes to make sure people can join and see me. And that went really live then. I kind of pressed live, looked up and it was gone. Welcome to our May social media roundup. Sorry, that really caught me off guard. I'm just gonna give it a few minutes. Yes, great. I can see somebody's joined us. Do give me a thumbs up. Hey Lynette, give me a thumbs up that you can see and hear me okay, that'd be great. So today is the 26th of May, which actually marks 4 years since I've been doing these Facebook Lives, which I'm super stoked about. So I started to go live in 2016, about a year after I'd started the business, and I decided that, Facebook Live was just coming on the scene, live streaming on kind of Facebook and Instagram stuff. And I thought, this is a really great opportunity. How can we make the most of this for the business? But also, how can we give back to our community using this kind of tactic, I guess, this feature that makes it really useful and meaningful. So that's where the idea for the social media roundup came into play. Thanks Anita, lovely to see you, thanks for joining. So 4 years, it's been 4 years since I've been doing these Facebook Lives. Every month at the end of the month, I go live and I kind of run through the main headlines in social media, what that means for businesses, what it means for individuals perhaps, and just kind of really short, snappy updates, because we know how confusing it can be in social media with all this stuff happening and everything changes and everything's new and la. So let's get started for this month, for May. Obviously what we've seen over the last month is lots of the big kind of social media corporations and businesses are really responding still to COVID-19 and also responding to how users are using social media and how businesses are using social media. I've noticed that my feed, for example, is now showing me more branded content from business pages than it was certainly a few months before or 6 months before. So it feels like Facebook have tweaked their algorithm slightly so that businesses are getting exposure. But one of the other things they're doing, and that's not been announced, it's just what I've got a little feeling for. But one of the other things that they have announced in terms of how they're supporting small businesses, which I was really super excited about last week. And if you're a member of the Social Media Academy, then that's a Facebook group, by the way, then A, why not? We'll post the link in the comments. But B, you would have seen me share a hot off the press video from Mark Zuckerberg, who announced that they were introducing Facebook shops for businesses across Facebook and Instagram for free. And they're rolling out in the US at the moment, but they will be coming to the UK over the coming weeks. Essentially, if you don't have an e-commerce website, if you don't take payment for things online, whatever, and then this can be for services as well, it doesn't have to be just for product-based businesses. If you don't have an e-commerce site that isn't yet or hasn't even been plugged into your Facebook page, then you will be able to create a shop through your accounts that people can purchase things, whether that's a product or a service. If it's an hour's consultation, for example, or advertising slot or a webinar, they're going to allow you to create your own shop and sell those products, which is super cool and really relevant and useful for small businesses. Not only that, but they're going to allow you to purchase. They're rolling out, and this has been sped up, this feature, but they're rolling out the ability for you, for viewers, to buy through live streaming, which is huge for someone like influencers and kind of charities as well. We've seen the live donate as well. That's in the updates, the ability to donate live now on Instagram. I digress from shops. So I'm really excited by it because it means that businesses can take payments and they can show what they offer. They can set up and then take money without even having to have an e-commerce website to back it up, which is the only way it could have worked in the past, unless you're using sites like PayPal and all that sort of thing. So really exciting that that's come out. We're going to, as always, put the notes to all of this into a blog post for you guys as well. So we will add the links to the articles for each of these pieces of news into the blog, and you can read those at your own leisure. So shops, that was another one biggie for Facebook this month. Messenger rooms for groups and events, that was the next kind of big announcement. Another big announcement. They're going to, I think, kind of looking at how Zoom and stuff have really taken off, and the need that people have now to communicate in bigger places with more people. They've announced that messenger rooms will now exist for groups and events. In effect, this is going to allow up to 50 people to take part in a Facebook Live at any time. And you don't need to have a Facebook account to be able to take part in that group chat. So again, massive opportunity here for small businesses who want to hold something like a conference, or to have multiple online webinars, or support groups, networking groups, etc. Yes, you can get these sorts of features from other sites, perhaps like Zoom, but there are no charges for messenger rooms. And as I said, you can add up to 50 people at a time. Couple that with the fact that last month they announced that they will be making changes to events in the near future that will allow people to create an online event, market it, book it, sell it, and run it through Facebook. These are all really, really key updates. So really supportive. I look forward to testing these out. Good stuff, Facebook. Another announcement that came out this month was that Facebook were going to stop allowing private groups to be switched to public. So when you set up a Facebook group, you are given the option to make it secret so nobody can find it. Private, people can find it, but people have to have permission, I guess, or be approved to join. Or public, anybody can find, anybody can see inside it, anybody can join it. And there are pros and cons for having public groups versus closed groups and private and whatnot, but you used to be able to change the setting. But in order to protect users from unintended exposure, understandably, Facebook groups with fewer than 5,000 members used to be able to switch their settings once every 28 days, but now they're going to take that, they're going to remove that basically. So yes, I think that's it's useful. It's worth bearing that in mind if you do have Facebook groups already that are private, that you may want to make public in order for them to be found by more people, for example. Then consider doing that now, as opposed to leaving it private. And vice versa. If you suddenly go, oh my God, I didn't realise I had a public group, I want it to be private, then swap it back. Okay, other tools that they've launched this month to support social medias, SMBs, small medium-sized businesses, include the Support Small Business sticker for Instagram. Has anybody seen that? It was popping up all over my feed a couple of weeks ago, and I was like getting proper FOMO. Where is it? I want it. So if you have seen it but you haven't got it, you need to update your app, and then it should be there. But this little sticker is kind of similar branding to the Stay Safe, Stay Home sticker that we've been seeing on Insta, but it allows you to tag in a business. So a bit like what we've been doing, like business shout outs on our Facebook page and Follow Fridays over on Twitter. Now we can do some small business shout outs and give some small businesses some love and some recommendations through this sticker. When people see that in your stories, they can tap it and it will take that person to that small business's account. So pointless to tag yourself in them, wouldn't do that. Think about how you can recommend other businesses, make a feature of it, try and get other people, incentivize them to tag you in it and to support you. Lots of ways, creative ways that you can now draw traffic to your account through that sticker. The hashtag Support Small Business is being promoted to help users discover more small businesses in its main app. I can feel a sneeze coming on, apologies in advance. So yeah, and that would probably reflect me seeing more branded content in my feed. So yeah, they're supporting more the ability for users to discover more small businesses. And it's also adding a new in support of tag for creators to use so they can help showcase their favourite small businesses for free, which is great for influencers. Creators must select the tag unpaid promotion in the post composer though in order to use that tag, and not all businesses are eligible for that to be used. What else did I see on Facebook on that note? Video ads. So they're going to be testing in-stream video ads. So we can see that in pre-recorded ads already for videos, but they're now testing it in stream. So while we're live streaming, not me because I don't have a large enough audience, but if you're a massive business or you're an influencer and you're going live like this, they are now rolling out the test to, you would be like interrupted, I guess, or you'd have paid promotion pop up in your stream. They're also testing 3D product sales. So again, in support of the shops update, they are allowing you to basically use augmented reality or VR to be able to show and demonstrate products to people, so they can see and get a real great idea of what that actually looks like before buying from you. So all these things are really coming together to support small businesses to sell, but also to support consumers to buy in a way that's much more like a face-to-face interaction. Okie dokie. I mentioned a second ago, Instagram Live users can now donate as they watch. So similar to the shop element for small business, which is soon coming, but now you will be able to choose a charity when you start streaming on Instagram for your viewers to donate while watching. 100% of the money goes directly to the non-profit of your choice, and you'll be able to see how much is being raised, who's donated, and thank them during the screen using the little wave function. It's a really cool, really interactive way to encourage and incentivize that kind of fundraising support. And they've also introduced an I donated sticker, which people can display in their Insta stories to show their followers they had made a donation. So all of this really sits with that kind of CSR element for Facebook and Instagram. It's a really good step forward. Let's hope supporters understand how that feature works and start to use it. If not, then charities should be encouraging their supporters to learn how to use it, or to even show them how to use it, so that if there are people out there who are going to be live streaming, because we've seen loads of this over the last few months, lots of fundraising activities being live streamed. This could be done for tons of events. I've seen a lot of charities in Wiltshire running online quizzes through live stream. Perfect idea. Flip that from Facebook onto Instagram and you'd be able to get people to donate as they started joining in with the quiz. So lovely, lovely. Okie dokie. New anti-bullying measures, including bulk comment actions and mention controls from Instagram this month as well. So this will give you more control and help reduce the impact of trolls and abusive actions within the app. You'll be able to remove up to 25 comments at once, and there's also the option to block or restrict multiple accounts that post negative comments. But it's obviously not all about the negatives. You could soon be able to pin any positive comment that you want to highlight in your reply streams. So nice little update there in terms of their anti-bullying measures. They've also launched guides to help small businesses understand the platform better and how they can use it. They've also added an option to be able to share live Instagram live broadcasts directly to IGTV. So that's going to make them available for viewing longer. So obviously once you go live, it will stick in a certain place in your stories and it disappears. Allowing them to share it over into IGTV will mean that content is there and available for much longer. It will also provide an easy way to build your IGTV content library and maximize the value of that content. So if you've created more video, repost it to IGTV and even more people will see it. Cool, yeah, oh yeah, it's worth bearing in mind that during your live broadcast, if you are constantly referring to comments like I do here, hi Tony by the way, hi Ali, hi Chris, if you're constantly referring to the comments or viewers during the original video, it won't make sense on IGTV, because if you upload it when you send it over to IGTV, their names and the notes won't be displayed, so it's something to bear in mind when you start using that. But obviously there is an option to download those videos before, edit out some of that stuff, and then re-upload it to IGTV. Okie dokie, LinkedIn, a couple of cool updates, some exciting updates for LinkedIn. They've now launched live, I think last month or a couple of months ago, they released or were testing live streaming for company pages. They've now released obsessed with Facebook, LinkedIn Live for profiles. I haven't yet had a play. There are a few people that I follow on LinkedIn I'm connected with that have been live streaming last week. Looks really, really great. Massive opportunity here, particularly if you're in a B2B, in fact, well, B2B or B2C, to really use that platform in a kind of thought leadership way. Interviews with people in your field, these sorts of things like my roundups will be great to go over onto LinkedIn. And just really brings a extra dimension to the content that you're putting out there. And no doubt they will be prioritizing live streaming in the platform to make sure people get the most use out of it. So do start using and adopting that sooner. They also launched its own poll option as well last month. So it's just another way to gather feedback and boost engagement, similar to what you can see in Facebook. Simply select the create a poll option with the post composer, type in your question, you get up to about 4 answers, and then you can choose the duration. I think it's between, up to 2 weeks and the minimum of 24 hours. And then you can track your poll results in real time, and you'll also have access to listings of who voted and which option they cast their vote for. So great way to see who's engaged and actually get a feel of what people are looking for and what they need. I.e. for me, I could start going live and talking about social, digital and comms, getting a feel for what people needed and where they struggle or where their skills gap is, and I can tailor that content in my business to suit them. What else I get? I think that's it for LinkedIn that I had. Yes. TikTok. Quick update here, they've altered rules around commercial usage of popular music, which will stop verified brands from using popular tracks. They'll be referring to them instead to a new royalty-free commercial music library of sounds that are available for businesses to use. A new warning banner will appear on posts which are using tracks that are not available for commercial use. And this change only really impacts verified businesses on TikTok at this stage. Regular users and non-verified businesses are still free to use popular tracks in their video clips, which makes sense. They've also actually, TikTok that I picked up just before that wasn't on our list before we came live, they've now started to introduce e-commerce, so the ability to sell and shop through TikTok is coming. So it's all about that kind of ease of that kind of shopping experience really for users right now, as we see a massive uptake in social media usage across the board. WhatsApp new feature lets you to scan QR codes to add contacts. Again, it's very much in a beta program. QR codes, yes, they're convenient for tapping and adding people. Unless you're using WhatsApp as a business, then it's probably not of huge importance right now for you guys. Twitter are labeling fake news around coronavirus. which is good. So after tightening its policies against harmful content in March, the company say it has removed 1,100 misleading tweets and has challenged more than 3.4 million accounts manipulating the conversation around COVID-19. Twitter says the new policy will apply to anyone sharing misleading information that meets the requirement of our policy, including world leaders. A link to a Twitter curated page or external trusted source containing additional information will be added to these offending tweets, and in some cases readers will be warned the tweet conflicts with expert opinion, which is great, because I'm still getting frustrated at seeing the amount of fake news, and particularly back in March, early April, the amount of fake news that was getting shared across all networks was really difficult, to the point where we as a team were spending, you know, a half hour to an hour a day trawling through local Facebook groups and local Twitter feeds to try and debunk any kind of fake news, basically reporting it, taking it down, supplying the right message. So it's great to see that there, and I think Facebook are also doing the same. So it's great to see. Pinterest, they've published a new guide on current and future marketing considerations around COVID-19. So they've got a new guide to help explain how businesses should be planning for the recovery phase right now in order to maximise their performance. It's called How to Inspire Through Uncertainty, and is a 14-page guide providing an overview of the key stages to recovery and how marketers should consider focusing on each. It also has a range of examples and notes on how exactly businesses can go about mapping out their post-COVID-19 strategy and what they should be communicating at each point. That sounds like a really, really useful guide. I've had a quick look through it. We've downloaded it. Even if you aren't using Pinterest, this is a key freebie that you could probably make use of for a lot of you in business. They've rolled out its business community hub as well to facilitate communication across business owners. This is an updated version of the Pinterest business community platform, which provides links to guides and discussions between users to help you maximize your pin presence. You must have a business Pinterest profile to access the platform, but it's also there to help business owners struggling during the COVID-19 pandemic. You can find tips and tricks to improve your business's performance on Pinterest, or if you want to know how to perform a specific task, then the platform should be able to help you. And it also has a separate place where you can find some case studies on successful pins and advertising. So we've been keeping a really close eye, actually. We're doing a lot more on Pinterest lately for clients and for Naturally Social, and we've been keeping an eye on their efforts and what they've been doing and how they've been kind of stepping forward, and they've got some really, really great resources. So do go and check those out. Okay, and then let me just quickly look to see. Twitter was testing reply limits as well. They're also testing the ability to feature retweets with comments in one place. So where you can either retweet a tweet at the moment, or you can retweet with a comment. You don't get notified when somebody does that, or who does it and what they say, which is super frustrating, because actually I would say the majority of people now retweet with a quote as opposed to just straight retweeting. So they're now going to allow you to view those in one place, so that will encourage and enable more conversation and a better stream to keep that interactivity and that engagement going. So that's a good feature from Twitter too. Okay, I think, what's the time? Yes, wonderful, 25 past, that is it, that's all, I'm out. We do have a few more things that didn't make it to this afternoon's live stream, but we will be putting it into a blog post for you that usually goes live on the day of our live stream, if not the day after. So if you haven't had a chance to watch the entire live stream today, then you'll be able to read all the updates in our blog post, which we'll share with you in the comments as soon as possible. But thank you to everyone. We've had quite a few viewers today and jump in and out. And thank you to everyone who has watched throughout. It's great to see you. Don't forget that we do these every month on the last Monday of the month, unless it's a bank holiday, of course. And yeah, this, as I said at the beginning, if you missed it, this marks not exactly this day, but 26th of May 2016 was the very first Facebook Live I did, which was a Facebook Roundup, and we've got a super cool montage that the team have put together of a look back on all those videos that I've done. And little spoiler alert, it's hilarious, so look out for that. Take care, guys. Have a great day and a great week. Speak to you soon. Bye.